Okay, I found a PC that I'm actually pretty impressed by for the price. And then I was just noticing that these two PCs are crazy to have right next to each other. So they're the exact same CPU, exact same GPU, exact same amount of RAM. They're both 1 terabyte NVMe, and the price difference between these two. To have these two even next to each other, if anyone was even thinking about this, you might as well just get this. Save the money. The performance is going to be about the same. But the one PC that I want to look at, which I haven't seen yet, is this one with the RX 6600, which is not a bad graphics card whatsoever. It came out a while ago. Two of my friends have it. They're still rocking with it. They say they have no problems. Plays all the games that they want to play at 1920 by 1080. Absolutely fine. So they're happy with it. And that, what I don't know which brand that is, but that thing is a brick. But I like the AMD Ryzen 5 8400F. It is the 6 core 12 thread. It's basically a recycled like Ryzen 5 1600 that they've been pumping out for years. That 6 core 12 thread. Very similar performance to the Ryzen 5. I would say 3600 is just a faster version of it. It is better. I believe it's like 13% stronger for gaming, so not a terrible CPU at all for anyone that's looking to do any sort of multitasking. It is not top of the line by any means. You're still rocking DDR. Ooh, it's actually rocking DDR5, which is actually crazy to have that sort of money. I almost fumbled there, but I do want to take a quick little look. Graphics card overheating. That's not a very hard thing to fix if that is the case. I do want to see what they got going on here. I like to look at this first. 16 gigabytes, one stick, which is going to be the downfall. Sadly, getting another stick this time of the current market of computer parts, because it's always after something. It was GPUs before, then it was CPUs for a little bit, and now it's down to RAM and SSDs, which sucks. I think a lot of people are going to start using HDDs again, so have a hybrid system like they used to back in 2017. If you had an SSD, like 480 gigabytes SSD, and you had a 2 terabyte hard drive, man, you were the king. Sadly, I think that's where we're gonna go, where everyone's gonna have like 500 gigabyte or 1 terabyte SSDs, and not very many people are gonna be rocking 4 terabytes. Or I guess with my PC, I have seven. I have 7 terabytes of storage, and it's full a lot. But let's look at these specs. So it is DDR5, 5200 speed. I'm guessing the CL is going to be a little bit slower, so basically latency. So how I like to explain RAM to people that don't understand, so let's pretend you go this fast. But the latency is how many stops you have to take. And every stop that you take is the latency. And then you got to get back up to that speed, your stop. So sometimes a slower speed and less stops is better than higher speed, but it all depends. Basically, if you are going to buy RAM, try to buy a match to exactly what you have. If you cannot get a match for the life of you because RAM's so picky, try to choose something with the exact same CL, speed, everything. Usually you're in the clear if you do that, and you can always adjust it after, but there is always a chance that RAM won't talk to each other properly. So the AMD RX 6600 is a bit of a power hungry GPU, but having a 600 watt is actually not bad at all. Preferred to see 650, but all this looks pretty good. There's nothing that stands out shocking. 6 core 12 thread. You can overclock this CPU if you have the right motherboard. I'm not seeing what motherboard it has. Some motherboards lock out overclocking, but I have seen people get it up to 5.1 stable, which is an actually insane speed. Now let's just take a look at the actual case. Cooling should be fine. You have two fans. There's no way to add any more to the top, so you're pretty much stuck with what you have. So I could see that causing some of the overheating problems. If it was me having overheating problems and I was out of warranty, I would definitely be changing the thermal paste on the GPU just to be as safe as possible, and even replacing the fans with a higher CFM, so basically the amount of air that it pulls. But above all, this actually looks pretty good. I like that. That looks awesome. So I would say for anyone looking to play 1920 by 1080 games, you could pretty much throw almost any game at this thing, and it's going to run pretty good. There will be a couple games here and there that don't run as well, but honestly, for this price point, and knowing that you have a CPU that can keep up with most powerful GPUs to not get a bottleneck, you're running on a newer generation of RAM, so upgraded path is possible. I love that. And for the price tag of $769, it's actually not a bad deal at all. If it was me getting this and I noticed that my RX 6600 8GB isn't working and I have a little bit more of a budget to play with, let's say I have $300-$400 to spare, a 9060 XT 16GB would run perfectly fine on a 600-watt power supply without having very much or any bottleneck with a Ryzen 5 8400F, especially if you plan to upgrade to playing on a 2K monitor rather than a 1920 by 1080. So that's definitely the path that I would take for not spending a lot of money trying to get the most performance with the least amount of money.